Hey you guys, it's that time. Pick a story where in one of the decks or all of the decks could be a story or a message for you. So what I like to do is hold each deck up to the camera to see if it's resonating with you. And we'll go ahead and start with deck number 1. Is your message or story here in deck number 1? Or is your story or message here in deck number 2? Could your story or message be here? Or is your story or message here in deck number 3? Is your story or message here in deck number 3? Alright, I hope you guys have made a decision. We will go ahead and begin with deck number 1. And this is the Chakra Wisdom Tarot. Alright, we have Temperance, the King of Cups, the Three of Wands. Oh, I'm glad that went off. Sorry. I have got to set my timer. Okay. The Three of Cups, Hierophant, Central Issue, Five of Wands, Four of Swords, and the Knight of Swords. Alright, so central issue is that you guys may have been thinking about a lot of things, needing to process your thoughts about any type of decisions coming up. This can also be the energy of someone that you could be dealing with, but I feel like you are processing here. Now, it also looks like whatever's going on, you might be fighting with yourself. There's something that maybe you want to do, but you're fighting against it. And that could be also causing some sort of blockages from you progressing. Some of you, I feel like you like to just sleep on things when you can't come to a decision, but I feel like Spirit is trying to get you out of your comfort zone. It also can be that you keep getting put in situations where you're being challenged. And that's because here you are being maybe too comfortable. So this is something saying, hey, you've got to get out of your comfort zone. You've got to make a decision. You can't be afraid to say the things that you want to say. You can't be afraid to do the things that you want to do. If this is about relationships or, you know, a certain attraction that you might be having someone, I feel like this is about two people needing to stop beating around the bush and to just be forward with each other, because the attraction is there. It's just that the parties are fighting against it. Now it also may be that someone has been trying to get your attention. Matter of fact, just looking at all these clouds and, you know, it looks like they're sleeping. Somebody might be, from a spiritual or metaphysical point of view, somebody might be trying to communicate with you or get your attention during sleep. Now, I wouldn't be surprised, too, if you guys have some sort of strange or unusual dreams, not just pertaining to love, but, you know, some sort of strange or unusual dreams that make you wake up in the middle of the night to document it, because it's like something might be happening in that dream to get your attention. to force you to wake up. Like your spirit might be saying, wake up so that you can write this down, like right now. This is a channeled message. This is something that you need to pay attention to. Sometimes it might be a repetitious song or sound that you hear in your dream as you're waking up to help you remember. I know sometimes that happens to me. It might be a song I've never heard of, and it'll just be repetitious or playing all throughout the dream, so that it like helps me to remember. And I guess my higher self or my overself knows that that's something that's going to help me sustain the memory of that dream. Now, this is also saying that there is a need to, for some of you, you're needing to heal or compromise. You might need to heal a friendship. You might need to go through some sort of emotional healing, or the reason you're currently uncomfortable right now is because, or whatever blockages there are, might be some sort of emotional blockages that need healing. Now, of course, dealing with anything with romance or love definitely looks like somebody is trying to connect with you, trying to get your attention. Someone has been meditating, or this could be you. You might be doing this. But it looks like someone has been meditating and kind of just trying to get someone to think of them or call them, or it's like they're sending a message here. And I feel like you are tapped into this person's energies. Someone might even have a gift and can intentionally do this. But either way, I feel like there is a need to, I don't know, I just feel like someone is trying to get your attention, or you might be trying to get someone's attention through spiritual or metaphysical ways. If you're already in some sort of relationship, or if you're connecting with anyone, I feel that these cards are indicating that you guys do have some sort of connection. There is a spiritual connection. I don't know if you're already in contact with this person, if you have conversations with them, but I feel like you guys would enjoy talking about spiritual or metaphysical things. It looks like the two of you have some sort of mutual bond. I feel like it's mutual attraction, but it's also some sort of emotional bond that you might feel with this person. Some of you might want to do cord cutting. Like maybe you're not enjoying the energy that you've been tapped into. Maybe you feel like someone is still lingering and you're like, I wish I could cut this person from my energy. So some of you might be frustrated with that. Others of you, really, even if you're frustrated, I feel like with Temperance, this is telling you that you need to channel that energy and temper it some type of way, instead of, walking around frustrated every morning, like, especially if it's someone that you know and you don't like. Instead of just being like, I wish they would get out of my energy field. Or maybe the frustration is passion. That you desire this person, but the both of you are refusing to come together. Whatever it is that the frustration is, I just feel like try to figure out a way to temper that energy, put it into something else. Especially if those of you that are healers, that's why sometimes it's good to go ahead and do those, tarot card readings for other people. That's how I got into it. Those of you that are creative, if you sing or if you write, now would be a good time to get back creative. Maybe Spirit wants you to do that, wants you to get out of your comfort zone, wants to irritate you so that you start to do something that you're passionate about, because this person or this energy is really trying to push your buttons to get you to do something that you were once passionate about. And maybe you're passionate about being in love, even if you can't be with someone in particular. Maybe it's time for you to, start thinking outside the box, do some things differently when it comes to dating. Whatever you've been doing that's the same old, you might have to step it up a notch, you know? Now, I also feel that whatever's getting ready to happen, Spirit is wanting you to be open to the possibilities, because whatever is coming towards you is positive. I'm getting like positive energy here. And then because these are focused on areas of, you know, the chakras, this may indicate that, well, this is talking about the solar plexus, and the solar plexus is about creativity, and it is about taking your power back. So there is a need for you to find a way to take your power back, maybe through creative ways, or maybe through active ways like working out, or getting into some sort of vigorous activity. Maybe take up any type of activity that involves movement, yoga, meditation, kickboxing, regular boxing. I even thought about doing sports car driving before. So maybe some of you are just wanting to channel that energy. I feel like maybe your Mars and your Sun energy could maybe use some tweaking. Now, something about this, it looks like the witches of Eastwick. I don't know, it kind of does look like three witches kind of floating towards you or gliding towards you. But I feel like what this is saying too is that if you are in the dating market, to, again, like I said, keep your options open. There may also be more than one option coming towards you. And maybe all of these people have something to learn from, something to take from the experiences with these people. So even if you are just wanting to focus on one person in particular, Spirit might be saying, hey, just kind of keep your options open, because there's something to learn from each of them. Or it might just be one person in particular. Either way, I feel like you need to be open. Something also could start off as spiritual or platonic as well. Someone also might be playing some sort of matchmaker. It's just like, hey, I want to introduce you. I think the two of you would blend well together. Something about your personalities. So somebody could be trying to play matchmaker, whether it's you trying to set some people up, or someone around you, they introduce you and you guys just happen to hit it off. If it's not romantic, it doesn't matter. Maybe someone is pulling strings or knows somebody who knows somebody that can do something for you. So this might be also about networking or making the right connections. If you guys are trying to network, even if you're not really trying to, I feel like something might happen, you know, where you are just kind of aligned at the right time. You come into alignment with the right people at the right time. So be open and listen to your intuition. Like, you really need to be intuitive about the things that are happening to you. Make sure you're interpreting things from Spirit correctly. And really, to interpret it correctly is to kind of trust your gut. Now, I see something like, I see an invitation to something, to some sort of event. Some of you, I feel like you're going to be invited to some sort of event, or you're being invited to join some sort of group or organization, even if it is on social media. Yeah, it's like someone is asking you to come to something. So you might meet someone at anything that deals with spirituality, metaphysical, alchemy stuff. I feel like some of you are talking about going back to school, or there's some sort of discussion here where somebody is saying, should I go back to school? What do you think? And I feel like something's being supported here. If you do decide to go back to school, I feel that you're going to meet a special group of people. Something about these energies seem connected to me. Almost like these people have been waiting for you to notice them, or it's like I've just been waiting for you to say something. Now things can begin. Now things can happen. Spiritually, it does look like some sort of spiritual initiation. Like I've talked about this before. You can be initiated into higher learning through sleep or by going through different dimensions. Like, so especially like I was just talking about, if you're sleeping and you're having like some sort of unusual dreams, I kind of feel like that is an initiation for you. So something's being offered to you. If you feel comfortable enough, kind of explore, go into the dream, see, if not, then maybe set boundaries. I feel like I just had like some sort of unusual dream where it did feel like I was being shown some things, and these people in a dream, they wanted to show me more, but I honestly felt like if I traveled with them that I was going to get stuck or lost. Like inside, I felt like I was almost inside of a Rubik's Cube. And it made me think of that box in Hellraiser where like something might be difficult to get out of. And I was just like, I don't know if I'm ready. Like, I'm not scared, but I'm being cautious. So, yeah, I didn't want to travel with them. So, I don't know. So I feel like some of you could be invited to join something spiritually, especially in an alternate universe or on an astral plane. I also feel like if this is about being set up, it's almost like tradition. Something looks formal. You might be invited to something formal or invited to some sort of social gathering that is traditional. It's like, and I know the holidays are coming up, so maybe some people are like, yeah, this is what we do this every year. This is how we do it. So you might be invited to something of that sort. I also feel that some of you will be led to give advice, or you're being led to maybe teach about the knowledge that you have collected over the years. So whatever your specialty is. So let's say, for instance, because of everything that's happened this year, you have been so used to your cushiony job, at this big company, but you have all the necessary tools to start your own. Maybe you've been having a hard time finding work, and Spirit keeps saying you don't need to find another company. Like, the company is within you. Like, go be a consultant. You can advise people with the knowledge that you have. So any type of industry you came out of, maybe you were into real estate, maybe you were into some sort of tax or dealing with accounting. Maybe you were into software engineering, just anything, whatever talents that you have stored, like you have a lot of stored knowledge, is saying, hey, you can share that knowledge and create your own business. I'm actually surprised, with school being out, so many teachers haven't decided to just do their own online classes and have parents pay something to them, to continue their education. That would be a good idea, or tutoring at least. I would think that would blow up with a lot of teachers that have not been able to go teach at school anymore. Some of you might work in medicine and have enough knowledge to be a doula or be someone who teaches things about the human body. Some people know about astrology and don't know what to do with the knowledge. There's medical astrology that you can get into. Maybe start looking into how to diagnose people based off of their birth charts. That's a real thing, and I think that's something that should be looked into even more now. So something is just overall just saying that the knowledge is within you. Now, I always got to look at the shadow side. So some of you, I feel you might have found someone that you really connect with, but it's a love triangle. This person may already be in some sort of committed relationship, but he or she is dealing with some other people, and you're one of them. Maybe you didn't know that you were involved in some sort of love triangle. Some of you, this person, maybe it's no secret. With the Three of Wands being here and everybody facing everybody, maybe it's something open. Maybe someone is like, look, this is the type of relationships that I have. They're open. And this is how it works. It's like maybe it's some sort of open relationship, but with structure. And before everybody get all worked up, stop thinking about open relationships. It's always about everybody booed up together at night in the bed. Like every polyamorous or polygamous relationship is not like that, or polyandry. That's the thing where women of a certain culture have several husbands, and of course everybody is like, oh my God, the pH balance. I feel you. I heard. I would think about that too, but I think what it is, from what I read about their culture, is schedule. It's not like everybody is at the same time. It's like, what do you do if so-and-so wants to be with you the same night? It's like kind of like tough shit. Like that's not, we got to work that out. I'm supposed to be with you the next week or the following week, so, and there's some, and not just about polyandry relationships, but open or poly relationships, period. It might be some sort of set schedule or boundaries, and somebody is explaining to you, they're being honest. They're like, look, this is what it is. If you want to be a part of it, we would like you to, but you don't have to, of course. So somebody might be very open with you about their poly relationship, but maybe it's structured. Maybe it's the thing where it's like, look, we all go to the doctor every month, so it's something. If it is an open relationship, I feel like it comes with rules and structure. And people have to be willing to be on board or willing to compromise. Of course, this is not everyone's situation. Again, I'm just saying, if I have to look at the darker side of all this good energy, that's what I would pick up. So let me look into some additional messages now. You could be involved with an air sign, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, maybe Sagittarius, or water, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Excuse me. I almost feel like a Sagittarius is trying to introduce you to a water sign. Also could be dealing with a Taurus too. I feel like either a Taurus or a Sagittarius is trying to get you to meet someone or get you to join something. Even if it's like, I want you to join my mailing list, or I want you to join this book club. Like I feel like you are being asked to join someone. Now, yes, I don't know how, I forgot to mention that. Some of you, if you have been looking for a job, I do see being interviewed and getting hired. Look at that. Three of Pentacles fell out. Yep. Some of you are going to get hired and start a new job. Or if you are self-employed, depending on what you do, you might gain 1 to 3 clients, new clients this week. So let's see here. All right, Temperance. Yeah, I feel like this is a need to make amends or communicate properly. There's been some sort of miscommunication or something, there's some sort of misconception. I feel like someone's also been directing their energy towards the wrong person. There's been something's being misdirected, and we need to bring it back. We need to fix that. Especially when it comes to communication. Now, I also feel that, like I was saying earlier, someone is choosing to talk to you metaphysically as opposed to directly. And maybe this person actually does know what they're doing. They're like, I know what I'm doing. I'm not ready to talk to you face to face yet, or I'm not ready to pick up the phone and call you. I want to visit you in your dreams, and I want to leave out indirect messages on social media for you to figure out. Like, I don't want to talk to you just yet. So someone is being a little petty, but I feel like what's also happening is that if you know this, you're being petty back, and you're like, well, I guess we just gonna be some indirect communicating motherfuckers then. So I kind of feel like both people are being guarded, but the Temperance is saying, hey, you guys need to fix that, get into alignment with each other. Now, I also see a situation where someone is jealous or envious about a connection that you might be sharing with someone. Yeah, it's kind of like a feeling like they think they the shit because they can communicate that way, or they got their own little language. Every time they get in a room, they start laughing together. Like, I don't know, somebody might be hating on that a little bit. Especially if it's like a group of friends that normally hang together, or if these are coworkers that normally hang together. I feel like someone is a little jealous of the connection or feeling. But see, because like I said, it's that misdirect communication or misdirected energy, that is what this person is thinking. They're wrong. It's not like that. Or if you are the one kind of having these petty thoughts, I feel like, hey, that's not true. That's some sort of negative energy you're projecting, or some sort of insecurities. This is talking about something that you might be projecting. Projecting your insecurities or fears or paranoia onto other people. So be confident with, who you are, the friends that you have, the relationship you have. Again, though, Temperance is going back to two people who are connected with each other, but showing self-restraint or resistance towards the connection. So Spirit is kind of like, stop resisting this connection. Open up. We made it possible. We made a platform, or we made this window of opportunity for you guys to clear the air, like fix it. So I feel like Spirit is wanting you to let your guards down and start to open and trust again. And it does look like that's what's going to happen, or that's what, this negative energy has been, from people needing to be able to trust each other again, whether it's romantic or friendship or what. Like, I feel like trust needs to be fixed or reestablished. And that's basically what's happening. I didn't mean to talk this long for deck number 1, and I'm still not quite finished. I do at least want to look at the Hierophant. Other messages I'm seeing is that some of you are being observed from someone who wants to, especially if they want to work with you, or if they want to heal something that went wrong from the past, fix something. Someone works in security, or someone has access to security cameras, because I'm just looking at this. Definitely looks like a security camera. Someone is watching somebody. Someone might have security cameras around the premise of their home. Okay, so if any of you get invited to something like a secret organization, it does look like you're being sworn in, or you're having to promise something. If you work with clients, I feel like something is saying, hey, we want to work with you, but you need to sign this disclosure form. So I feel like something's going on where it becomes official, or something becomes like a professional relationship, or an official relationship. Like something is being written and documents are being signed, and you definitely could be getting hired somewhere. You might get hired somewhere where you deal with a lot of sensitive information. You might work in government or the medical industry, especially pharmaceuticals, anything where you gather people's personal data. Like you have to, and I just heard HIPAA, so that might be for some of you that work in medical. But yeah, I feel like you're having to sign a non-disclosure document. Someone is like, before we work together, before, this, that, and the other, we have to agree to this. So I feel like something has to be agreed before I let you see this, before I let you read this document. Maybe you're going to the Library of Congress or whatever, and you're getting ready to deal with some sort of sensitive documents. You have to promise that you won't copyright or whatever the case. Even if you go to a concert or something, you know how some people are like, no phones here. So I feel like you're having to be sworn in, or you're having to take some sort of oath where something will remain secret or sealed here. Even if this is about astral traveling, certain things, say I didn't tell you the whole dream, but certain things might need to be kept secret. So yeah, those are the messages for number 1. Let's go ahead and move on to deck number 2. We have the Hermit, we have the 4 of Cups, Goddess of Wands, the Tower, the 6 of Pentacles. Central issue, we have the Lovers, 7 of Wands, and the God of Pentacles. Excuse me. So with the Lovers as the central issue, you guys might be needing to make some sort of decision. Definitely could be love related. But the point is that you may have reached a crossroad, or something has just recently or will be intervening the path that you're on. So if you were moving towards a path with one love interest, this indicates that someone's going to intervene that. Or you're going to have some sort of connection that makes you think, do you want to continue this path? For some of you, you might completely abandon the path that you were on because of this connection, or this could be happening to you. If you were getting ready to relocate or something, maybe something intervenes, like, oh no, like this happened now, so no need to relocate, or now you can't. Like something's going on where I feel like you're going to be at a crossroads. Something's intervening in your life. Some sort of connection that you're having, someone that you met gets ready to change the course of the path that you were on. Now, I also feel that Someone is deciding to walk away because they're maybe fighting for themselves, or they feel like they need to make a point to fight for what they want. They're like, this is the boundaries that I'm setting, or this is what I have set up for myself, and if you're not willing to be with me or agree with me on the path that I'm on, then I have to go another route. So I do feel like maybe someone was given an ultimatum or will be given an ultimatum. Now I also feel too that something could be going on with an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, maybe a Virgo, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. Someone may be wanting to, okay, so it kind of looks like that might be what it is. Like maybe you have set some sort of boundaries for yourself or some sort of limitations, and you've reached a point where you're like, okay, this is it. This is what I'm getting ready to do. I said that this is what I wanted to have done by this time. If I didn't have it, I was going to let it go, or I was going to, whatever the case. And I feel like the minute you do that, like, then that person intervenes or stops you from letting go. I feel like this might be more of someone trying to stop you from leaving. And so there may be some sort of communication. So, I mean, you can still apply this to a job situation. The minute you find another job and you're like, I'm getting ready to go, on to this job, somebody might stop you. Like, no, really? Like, okay, well, what can we do? Can we offer you this? Then would you stay? So something is happening where I feel that the minute you make some sort of final decision and you're serious about it, it's not like you're saying something in hopes that someone is going to, pursue you or offer something to you. I feel like this is just something like you were serious about something within yourself. And because of that, something kind of like parted ways and is putting you in a different position, almost like you were being tested. Like that was just a test. I almost feel like the universe is like, that was just a test. What's that story of, is it Moses, or I might have it so wrong. I mean, the story is in Islam too. I keep saying that, I wasn't raised Christian, so I might not have the story quite right. But who was that had to take their child up to the altar, and they were going to sacrifice their child, and then out of the blue, God is just like, wait, don't do that. It was a test. So I just kind of get like that something may have been a test from your over self. Let's not even say that, like God is testing you. You have to really too look at things from, you are the ones in, your over self is your God, like kind of guiding you. Think of it as God giving your over self permission to do this, okay, if you want to put it that way. But you have to look at something like you are in charge. You're looking down at your life. You're watching how you progress. And, you just kind of intervening a situation right when you are making some sort of decision. And here, too, with the Hermit, this is like being on some sort of path of enlightenment. So some of you may have been isolated, and so that you can make sure that you want to continue on whatever path that you were just on. It's like, here's a moment, like now that you've had some sort of communication or clarity, or something has been presented to you, what are you going to do? And I feel like you are isolating yourself so that you can understand yourself more. If you were wondering the purpose of someone coming into your life, you're like, what was the purpose of this person coming into my life, and it didn't work out, or whatever the case. I feel like either way, it's a path of enlightenment. Something was solely to help you on your path or on whatever journey you're on. because everyone has their own individual path or individual journey. And this is also about the number 9. This is the 9s are about inner completion. So this is something that is helping you to complete something within yourself. And a lot of times, I know I get a lot of people saying, I'm tired of learning lessons. I've learned everything. I'm ready for this, that, and the other. I feel you. But 2, you have to remember that no, you have not learned everything. Your learning never stops. That is, I'm pretty sure you guys wouldn't appreciate it if I was like, I know everything, like you can't tell me nothing. Like, no, like you're always learning. There's still more to learn. You might have mastered a certain area, but there's still more for you to learn. And the more experiences you have, the more connections you have, is how you are able to tap deeper within. So you look like you don't want to be bothered, really. Some of you want to be left alone to think. If you're in a situation where you feel like you're stuck on someone and you keep looking back, because she does keep looking back at somebody that she had, I don't know. If you feel like you are stuck, I feel that if someone were to try to approach you and they wanted to take you out, or they wanted to show you a relationship with them, you might not be ready. You might feel like, no, I'm not ready yet, because you know that your heart is still stuck on somebody else. So you're not trying to hear it. You might even be stuck spiritually because you're still healing emotionally. I kind of feel that it is such a thing as being too isolated. So maybe there's a time where you do need to kind of come out of your space and look around to get a different perspective on life. And I don't know what that is. I mean, just as a brief example, there are times where I can get like so engrossed into spirituality that it can make you like haughty or whatever, so it is good to kind of break from that. And then sometimes things are just too much. So just go watch a movie. Maybe you've been watching strictly spiritual things. Everything's been strictly spiritual. It's time to get a break from that. Go watch a mindless movie. And even really in mindless movies, still messages there. But, it's okay to just kind of take a break and regroup. So be careful or be mindful that you're not just being too isolated at times. And then too, you might be like, you've heard the sayings that the way out is to go in. Maybe you're going about it wrong. So it's just like, okay, I'm doing something wrong. Let me get out of my head. Let me go do something else. Maybe I'm doing it, looking at it the wrong way. So again, like I said, it's about perspective and needing to get out of your zone, because it does look like you've been way too zoned out. Even if you're like creative, you're a writer, and you are so engrossed, and that is good to get in that zone when you're writing, because we all know as writers how hard it is to just sit down and type out a few sentences. Oh my God. Like, the struggle is so real with that. Only writers understand that. Because it's normally you sit down and all of a sudden when you sit down to write, you got everything to do. You're like, oh, I didn't do this, I didn't do that. You're just jumping up and you're getting up and doing everything to distract yourself. But let's say even if you did get in a writer's zone and you're like, I don't want to break the writer's zone. In this situation, it might be a good idea too, because maybe your story is being too one-sided, or it's not enough depth to it. Something might be going too far left or too far right. So kind of take a break from whatever it is that you've been studying or researching. Same thing with astrology. It's good that you're studying astrology, but maybe You're needing to look at Western astrology or Vedic astrology, or maybe you take a break from astrology altogether and look at some other type of esoteric knowledge or wisdom to incorporate it to help give you some more guidance or wisdom, to enhance your astrology reading methods. So yeah, it's like you may be too stuck in a certain way, emotionally or visually, whatever the case, and you need a break. Now, either way, it looks like if you don't want to come out of your little comfort zone or your little man cave, woman cave, your she shed, whatever the case, like lightning or, well, spirit will intervene, or your situation, something's going to happen where you're forced to leave your comfort zone. It's like, okay, we gave you enough time for you to get up, and I feel like somebody is having like the rug pulled from under them, and that is because you were stuck or you just couldn't see something. So for some of you, I feel like you're going to get some sort of big wake-up call. If this is about, love or romance or anything of that sort, and things have been stagnant, I feel like something is happening where, now spirit has got to intervene and break down whatever, or break up the path that you were on, or put a crack in that foundation because it was weak, or maybe something you weren't paying attention to, something that did need paying attention to. If this is about two people who can't seem to get on the same page, or two people who keep trying to avoid each other, I feel that something's happening to kind of thrust the two of you in a situation where you have to open up, you have to talk, you have to communicate, because maybe someone is just holding their breath, and it's just like, really, how long are you going to hold your breath? How long can you hold your breath? Like, really? And so something is happening where it's like, okay, we got to bring out the big guns and shake everything up. You aren't paying attention. And really, because I said that, yes, that can apply to a global scale. If people become too complacent, something bigger might happen where they're like, okay, now we'll make you scared, and we got to make you scared again. Don't know if it's going to work or not, but something may be getting ready to happen that is going to shake people's nerves again. I feel too like whatever beliefs you have established or built up in your life, like that, so you're still holding on to something because you have an emotional connection to it. But I feel like with the Tower here, it's going to be dismantled. It's like you can't hold on to those old thoughts or beliefs or those old feelings anymore. And this can still be in a good way. So say, for instance, someone is trying not to speak to you on purpose. Like I said, something might happen where this person feels like I can't, they're forced to talk. Maybe they end up calling you by mistake. I think people still get butt dialed. But, something happens where maybe someone reaches out to you by accident. And it's just like, damn it, I didn't mean hello, what are you doing? So something might happen that forces two people to coexist or to talk. And then two, this looks like something needs to be paid off. Some sort of debt needs to be paid off. Something needs to be adjusted. Someone needs to make an agreement. We need equilibrium back. So I feel like that will be restored, is balance. Like balance is being restored. Even if this is a situation where you suddenly got fired from a job that you were refusing to let go of, I feel like this is saying that, hey, we've got something waiting in the wings for you. Just, don't worry about it. But you wouldn't leave, even after we told you several times, so something's going to happen where you have to make a decision, and balance will be restored. Let me look at the Tower some more. Now, whoever has satellite, I feel like someone's cable is going out. It might be a literal storm coming up. Some of you are going to learn some sort of shocking truths about your government and about history. Some of you might learn something shocking about Juneteenth. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, so the Tower is indicating some sort of loss. Being forced to walk away or leave a situation because it's not good for you, but you just have not been able to have not been able to let go. So now you have to. Let's say you've been holding on to a house in a bad neighborhood and you keep saying you're going to move. Maybe you have enough money to move, but you just haven't really put the effort into looking. Let's just say, you know, all of a sudden you come home and there's an eviction notice. The landlord is like, yeah, I had to sell the place, or, you know, whatever the situation is. And you have to get out. Now you have to move. But you were sitting up there trying to stay in a house that was falling apart, or the neighborhood was falling apart. So now you have to leave. I just talked about this. So I feel like you're having to be made to feel uncomfortable so that you can change, or, you know, your situation is being changed so that you can change. A love connection might shake the core foundation of your beliefs, your heart, whatever, intentionally so that you can change. You know, some people, I don't know, just as an example, some people might walk around talk about, I never loved before, I never fell in love, I don't know what that's like, or I never had love at first sight. Is that real? Is that shit real? Like, some people might be walking around with those type of feelings and thoughts, and then bam, it happens to them, and now they understand. So I also feel like something is happening so that you can understand what it feels like to walk in someone else's shoes. Now I also see somebody apologizing in a big way, or acknowledging or saying they forgive you in a big way. Like maybe someone's been holding a grudge and they're like, I'll never talk to you, I'll never forgive you. I feel like all of a sudden that's just over. Maybe this person has some sort of realization, or you have some sort of realization. It's like, I can't go on like that. So I feel like whatever this situation is, that balance is going to be restored. And then let me just look at the Four of Cups. I feel like I've been talking too long today. I'm sorry, you guys. Romantically, I can definitely see somebody being interested in you, and it maybe you're surprised that someone cares about you or has feelings for you, especially if you had them blocked or they had blocked you. And it's also could all be internal if you're not dealing with anyone. Like there is some sort of internal shakeup going on with you. Things that you had tried to ignore, you can't ignore anymore. Yeah, so, I mean, the Four of Cups is the same energy about being isolated, or trying to avoid people, wanting to be left alone, holding a grudge. So all of that type of stuff, I feel that you won't be able to continue with that energy or behavior. All right, so let's move on to deck number 3. Okay, it's getting to be too much over here. We have the Queen of Pentacles, the Hanged Man, Page of Wands, King of Swords, Knight of Wands, Seven of Swords, High Priestess, Three of Wands. Oh my God. All these court cards, Seven of Swords, Three of Wands. So, okay. You have got more than one person snooping or spying on you. There's several people doing this. It's either you have several people interested in you, several people wanting to talk to you, but not saying anything, or it's one person in particular that has several people spying on you or seeing what you're up to, keeping tabs on you. So there's a lot of secrets going on. You guys are really having to trust your decision about some things. I feel like I'm getting cheating though. Like somebody is trying to cheat or outsmart spirit. But it's like you can't outsmart spirit. The other thing I'm getting is that, okay, let's say that someone is like wanting to know what you're up to, but you know, they just go the spiritual route. So they're getting tarot card readings, or they are doing things like visiting you in your dreams, and doing things of that sort. So I do feel like someone is cheating. They're trying to avoid direct communication. It doesn't just have to be love, but you know, that's the situation. If this is about a work situation, there are people keeping secrets from you. People, maybe your company is not telling you the truth about the future of the company. Like they're like, yeah, your job is secure. They're lying about something. There's something, maybe they're telling you a little bit, but they're not telling the full truth about some things. I feel like something for the most part is going on is like someone is trying to have all their angles covered. Like someone has you're being watched from different angles. Put it that way. Yeah, and I know I've been talking about this a lot, but I'm sorry, it just keeps coming up. I feel like you guys are under surveillance some type of way. Even if it's not just romantic. Like I said, maybe you work some type of job where it's like, we need to make sure that this person is not going to go and do this, that, and the other. We need to make sure that somebody is not really allies with our enemies. You know, you're supposed to work for the government. You're supposed to be this, that, and the other. So we got to watch your phones are tapped, and we just got to make sure you aren't leaking things. If you have a group of friends or family members, somebody cannot be trusted. Somebody is, I want to say, a liar. Try not to be harsh. I feel like someone is avoiding communication at all costs, though. They're like, I have got to make sure. Or someone is also trying to slip in and slip out. They're like, let me see if I could do this without getting caught. Somebody is trying to pretend like they aren't doing anything, but they apparently are. So check your mail. Check your packages, because somebody might be waiting for somebody to slip. Make sure that you know, when you go to the gas station, I don't know if you're like me. I always lock my car, even though I'm standing right outside of it. Like I always lock my car doors because I'm like, I done seen too many videos with somebody, you turn your back for 2 seconds, somebody jump in your car and drive it off. You know, so I feel like somebody is waiting for you to slip up, and they're like, let me see who's sleep. Let me see who's sleep. Whose information is vulnerable. You know, so somebody might also, that's the thing for hacking too. Make sure that you do have your firewall on, or, you know, everything's up to date, because I feel like somebody is looking for somebody to be slipping so they can creep on through and take what they need, and without getting caught, slip in, slip out. Yeah. Definitely dealing with some sleep people. Now, also, maybe this is part of your job. Maybe you're a paid spy. Maybe you are a tarot reader and you know the tea about everybody. Maybe, you know, your job entails, and I just said this, about handling sensitive information. Maybe that's the type of work environment or the type of work that you do. So, damn. Well, we have all the signs coming out: Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, maybe Cancer or Pisces. But yeah, there also could be some sort of transit going on too that is bringing people out of hiding. Something actually might get revealed. Like, it might get revealed to you who has been lurking, or if your information was already stolen at some point. Like maybe the thieves are caught. Matter of fact, yeah, it does look like the thief got caught. The thief got caught up into something. They tried to get away. They're like, let me try and do this right quick. Oh, shit. I tripped. I'm stuck. It's a trap. So I do feel like, excuse the voice. I don't know why it just looked like he sounded like that. But yeah, I kind of feel like maybe someone gets caught. Now, it's funny because, like, I study astrology, and I noticed, those of you that study, like, I'm not even going to tell what chart, because I don't know, somebody who, if I'm being spied on, they're probably looking now. All I will say is that astrology has been showing me certain times that people will pop up. So even if certain people think that they're keeping something secret from me, it's showing me in my chart like when it's going to happen, and it's just like, oh, you just told on yourself. And that's all I'm going to say. So certain astrology techniques can show you who those 12th house people are, those hidden secrets, hidden enemies. And even if you don't know the whole big picture, so like whatever, something might come out to confirm what you already thought. Oh, I keep getting like, I do get like somebody gets caught slipping. I think the thief slips though. I think they were waiting for you to slip, but they're the ones that get caught slipping. And it's funny, I'm looking at how she's actually flying, but it looks like she slipped. Like she slipped on a banana peel. Or she slipped on some liquid in the store. Maybe that might happen to somebody. It's just like, ooh, an opportunity. Let me slip on this water right quick. So I kind of feel like something does happen where somebody gets caught slipping. That's funny. Or watching or staring. Especially if they were trying to be slick about it or inconspicuous. It's like they got caught. Now, I also feel that For some of you, you might start putting things into perspective or seeing things from a different perspective, especially by you just kind of letting go. I feel like you guys are surrendering to the moment. And once you surrender to the moment, that might be the thing that unlocks any type of stagnant energy that's been in your life. Looks like you're also starting to view people very differently around you. Like you don't view these people the same way anymore. Or people don't view you as the same person anymore. I definitely see things about dreams and premonitions. I feel like you guys might be having a lot of revealing dreams and premonitions. If you're confused about love, I feel that you're trying to get an understanding from each person that you're dealing with. It seems like you wouldn't be ready to choose. You're like, wait, I'm not ready to make a decision. You might be weighing your options. All right, let me look at the Hanged Man. Something is in the works. Something's getting ready to change. I feel like something's getting ready to fall in your lap, an opportunity, whether it's in love or career or traveling. I feel like something's getting ready to unhinge and fall in your lap. So when I was talking about letting go or surrendering, it does look like there was a need to surrender to the moment or let go of something, and that is what brings about some sort of change. It almost looks like the minute you give up or let go, that's when you run into this opportunity, or something gets settled, something is able to come to full circle. And even though, let's say this hasn't happened to you yet, and I'm like pre-warning you, and you're like, all I gotta do is surrender to the moment right now. And it's like, okay, it didn't work. Because it doesn't work that way. I feel like even though I'm like giving you a heads up about something, it's still going to happen when you least expect it. It's like a genuine surrenderance is what Spirit is waiting for. And I'm still going to give a time frame. I feel like something may be getting ready to happen within the next 30 days. Or around your next, for my female viewers, around your next menstrual cycle. So even though I'm giving you a heads up, I still feel like that's around the time that something changes in your life. This opportunity, this window of opportunity opens up and something just falls in your lap. I feel like someone is intentionally hiding their feelings or keeping you on hold or keeping you on ice, or maybe somebody did do some spell work about putting somebody on ice. I don't know. If so, I feel like that is either way is melting. The ice is melting. Someone's guards are falling down. Someone will not be able to deny their desire to connect with you anymore. But it still seems like it happens naturally. Everything falls into place when it's supposed to. I really hate when a bunch of court cards come out, because overall it just makes me feel like these are significant people that you might be involved with or may encounter at some point. It can indicate that you have several love offers coming towards you, several career opportunities, or options. It just indicates you having options and you trying to see which is best for you. I feel like you'll understand what's best for you once you let go of something, of an idea, of something that's going on. I feel like those of you that feel like, I know what she's talking about, I still say when it happens, it's like, oh, okay. I thought it was this, or I thought it was going to be that. Let me look at the Knight of Wands. Now, I also get that the Knight of Wands is getting impatient about something. They might be borderline angry. So I don't know if this is someone around you, if you are this person. Somebody was playing possum. So to me, that's a phrase that came to me. So it makes me feel like, I guess somebody was playing like they were asleep, but they weren't. If you live with somebody, you know, maybe you thought you was sneaking out. I feel like, no, this person knows what you're doing. They're watching you gather your things. They know you just walked out into the car, and you know, just something happens where somebody is playing sleep. If someone's been ignoring you, they have not been ignoring you. They're pretending. They're playing it. It's a game. So yeah, the Knight of Wands, I feel that once you are moving on from this energy, there's a new energy that develops or starts. I also feel like if this does have to do with you traveling, that you might meet someone while traveling, or the minute you settle in somewhere, or maybe once you return back home. For the most part, I feel like this is about someone having the courage to approach you, because right now this person's been, it's like having a secret admirer. This person has been trying to cover up their feelings, their intentions, their next move. I feel like someone can't follow through with their next move. I just feel like like someone's like, my plans are foiled. Like the old comic book. Like, my plans have been foiled. Like, I don't know. I just kind of feel like someone has no choice but to just kind of let something happen. Yeah, something's been going on long enough. It's like, this is long enough. This has been ongoing. This has been going on a year, 2 years, several months. It's been, whatever the case, is too long. And it's time for this cycle to come to an end. Now, some of you, like I said, you might literally be moving on or blocking a fire sign, and maybe that it has something to do with you being able to go to the next phase in life, to start that new chapter. For some of you, it's about someone coming out of hiding. They're like, okay, I'm ready. So yeah, that's basically all for you guys. But hopefully those messages resonate or make sense for you. Feel free to leave your comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Many blessings to you.